Hello, happy Sunday. Um, Dinner today is going to be gumbo, which I'm making with Zatarans Gumbo mix. I'm going to do a green pepper, bay leaves, egret sausage, chicken breast, shrimp, imitation crab meat, and of course we're going to do some laries, and I'm also going to add some fresh garlic. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to chop up green pepper and onions and get that sauteing in a skillet, and then chop up the sausage and start that in a skillet as well, and the chicken breast, and then I'll come back and let you see that part. We are going to add the shrimp and crab last because those don't take very long and we don't want those to be overdone. Okay, now I have chopped up the chicken, I've chopped up the green peppers and onions, and I've chopped up the sausage. So I've got some olive oil here on the stove. I'm going to brown the sausage, and I'm going to brown the chicken breast. The green peppers and onions I'm actually going to brown in another skillet by themselves, just so they can get nice and brown. I'm going to do those by themselves. Let all of that brown. I'm also going to put a little bit of garlic in here, and I'm going to crush up a couple of bay leaves in there. So I'm going to let that do its thing and put a little garlic in there so you can see that. 1 second, I'll let you see that. A little bit of garlic in there, not too much. I'm going to stir that up in there when it gets to browning. And then I'll come back in a second. Also, in the meantime, I'm going to break up my crab legs because I'll be putting that in there a little later. And then I'm going to take the tails and the shells off of my shrimp and get that ready. I'm also going to put imitation crab meat in there, but I will put that in there a little closer to the end because I don't want that to get too tough. Okay, so the sausage and chicken is browning pretty good. Green peppers and onions are just about ready. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and add the imitation crab meat because it doesn't have a whole lot longer to cook in here, and I just want it to get a little bit brown. So I'm going to mix all that in there together. I remember I added garlic to it. I added a little bit of Lawry's, a little bit of black pepper, and I threw a couple of bay leaves in there as well. So I'm going to let that brown a little longer. Green peppers and onions. I've got my crab legs. I've only got like 4 or 5. I'm going to break it here, and I'm going to break it here. And then this one I'm going to break right here. I've already got all my shrimp deveined and peeled and cleaned really good. Excuse me. I always make sure to get that vein out of the end of the shrimp so it's nice and clean. So I will come back when it's time to take all of this and get it into my pot with the Zatarans Gumbo mix. Okay, so I put the green pepper, onions, and garlic in the pot. I have the crab, sausage, and chicken, which I'm getting ready to put into the pot. Okay, see the pot is already on. And now this recipe calls for 6 cups of water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the mix in there first. Hard to do this with one hand. All right, so that's the packet. I'm going to dump that in there. Okay. Sorry, that took a minute there. All right, now I am going to go ahead and add the shrimp. I'm not going to add the crab legs until I get the water in there. So I'm going to move the crab legs over here for the time being. I went ahead and broke them each at the joint. Drain this extra water off of the shrimp. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and dump my shrimp in there. And then I need 6 cups of water. So I have my measuring cup. And I'm going to do 6 cups of water. That is what the recipe calls for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. So now I'm going to stir it all up, because what you don't want is for that mix to get all pasty down in there. So you want to make sure you mix it up really good. Mix it up good. Stir it up. Got to turn my water off. Okay. And I'm going to read the back of the box. So it says to add 6 cups of water, mix in the gumbo mix, and then add the chicken, sausage, shrimp, and everything, and bring it to a boil. So it says after this is simmered for 15 minutes, then I'll add the crab legs. So right now I'm going to let that cook for 15 minutes, and then I will come back and add the crab legs to it. Okay, so it's been cooking for about 15 minutes. I am going to go ahead and get the crab legs added. And then I'm just gonna let it cook for maybe about another 15 minutes or so. But it is going to be delicious. I want the crab legs to definitely be down in the juice. Looks like the shrimp is already done. Look at that, it didn't take long. Everything looks amazing. Look at that. That is a beautiful looking gumbo. I put a couple more bay leaves in there. And now I'm just going to put the top on it and let it simmer and cook. But that is my gumbo.